All right, here's underneath the fuel tanks right there. When I had it up in the air the first time, I went around with some PB Blaster and squirted all the bolts everywhere underneath this car. And you can see the bolt right there that holds the strap, and then there's another one right there. I'll support these with my stands. We'll see if we can't get those out without breaking them and lower the tank. All right, there's also a 8mm bolt that runs up through here and holds this filler neck support in. And then you can see it's a rubber grommet that the neck goes into. So I'm gonna clean that up around there so when we slide this tank down, we don't get a bunch of extra dirt and rust in there. I know we're gonna clean the tank, but I'm gonna squirt a little oil around there and wipe it out with a paper towel. Slowly work this filler neck out of the tank. Slowly lower it down. Working this filler neck out. There's some fuel in there. Not a whole lot, but there's some. So we want to make sure we keep it supported. It's a little heavy when that fuel starts sloshing around in there. Catch you off guard. Slowly moving out of there. And it's out. There we go. Okay. Get this lowered down enough so we can unhook the electrical and the fuel pump. See if we can't get it down on the ground. Look at the top of that tank. Boy, it's pretty rough up there. Hopefully the inside doesn't look the same. All right, so as you see, here's one of the electrical connections. Got a couple fuel lines, a feed and a return. That's gonna have to be removed. Not sure what this is. Vent. This is a vent here. And then another electrical connection would be for the sending unit. So I'm gonna disconnect those and we should be able to put the tank on the ground. Well, believe it or not, it doesn't look that bad inside of this tank. So I think we'll be able to clean it out give it a good flush, and fill it back up again. See what happens. Just look at all that stuff that fell out of there. Sitting up on top of this tank for all them years. That's why there's so much flaky rust and stuff like that on here. Doesn't look like anything has made it through. Okay, good look at that. So we'll get the top of this all cleaned back up so it looks something like that. Or over here. And see what kind of coating I can put on there, even if it's just some old rattle can paint. And get it all cleaned up, sealed up. Should last a long time. We had almost 5 gallons of varnished gas in that tank. Alright, I did some wire wheeling where the tank is going to go. It actually looked really good. Still had like the factory gray paint or primer on there. After wire wheeling it, and I used some denatured alcohol to wipe everything down. As you can see, the rear axle looks like it was a boat anchor. I will eventually be removing it, probably clean it all up, and do maybe a 410 or 373 gear swap, but that'll be for a separate video. So while the tank's drying outside, I'm going to clean up around the shop, and I'll show you the tank when it's dry. Alright, pump assembly and disassembly. So first, you can see here's your filter. That just pops right off of there, off of the bottom. I already undid this one here, this rubber hose. Comes right off there. Negative, positive. There's a little push button there. And then this assembly here will slide right on out. There's a little retaining clip here. And the pump slides right on out. This says Walbro and 89, so the original fuel pump. And then got this new one in the mail today off the internet. Comes with a bag of hardware and the fuel pump. Pretty close to the exact same. Should be just fine. The old one, that, what we got in here? All kinds of good parts. Won't be using that. Won't be using that. None of it. Probably can reuse this here. Alright, so this slide right back down in there. Reuse our old retaining clip. Ooh. Let's get that down in there. Just push these little fingers over. Let me go grab a socket that'll fit over top of that. Okay, take a 1-inch socket. That's definitely came off easier than it's going on. Let me see here. These little fingers right there. I bet they make a tool for this. Little persuasion on the socket. Sorry, that was done off camera. Need a little bit of space here around this, so you gotta make sure it's not down there too far, because that's what this filter will grab onto. So leave just a little bit of play there, and then that will snap on there. But let's put this back in here. This will slide down, all the way down in there. Little finger here gets pushed out. That'll help hold this rubber in there, so it can't move. All right. We'll go with this one, and we'll trim it right there. Let me make sure. Measure once. I'm wondering, I probably should use the original Ford ones. They actually have the Ford logo on these. I'm sure they're much more durable than Chinese ones. Put this on. Okay. Oh, there's a size difference on this one. Small is the negative, large is the positive. The factory pump had a positive and negative symbol. Both those on there. Push that pump down so that ring sticks out, and then this will snap onto that ring. Do not want this to fall off the bottom of this pump inside the tank, for sure. Let's give it a little more room back here. Might have to speed this video up. It's taken so long to get this back on there. So you see, here's your return line. Pressure goes in, goes up to the fuel rail, comes back on this return line, and blows out right there. That's it. Pump rebuild. Okay, as you can see, that was quite the struggle. Even with the hoist stands, I still struggled quite a bit getting that back up there. I put some grease in all the connections and everything. Not that we're gonna be making this a boat or anything, but at least it'll keep moisture out, maybe some corrosion down. Tank straps went back up just fine. ANICs on the bolts. You can see everything's nicely painted up there, the best it can be for now. This is a project car. We'll see what happens, how far we want to take it. Pretty dark up there. I don't know if you both see any of this or not. Here's the strap bolt, all ANIC'd. Strap bolt. There's some ANICs there on that. All done. So that'll close out this video. Fuel systems all cleaned, ready to go. You'll have to wait to the next video when I dump fuel in it and see if it'll run and idle on its own. Till next time, see ya.